Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline the 16th of November 2024. This is the show that gives the news on how religions have impacted humanity over the last 7 days. This week's headlines. Mosques are being used to preach the killing of Jews across the UK. Palestinian-Muslim preacher at Al-Aqsa Mosque insists Muslims will take over France. In the Netherlands, Islamists are marching to demand an Islamic Caliphate and Sharia law whilst waving ISIS, Al-Qaeda and Taliban flags. Palestinians are protesting against Hamas. Gaza's top Islamic scholar issued a fatwa criticising the 7th of October attack. An activist takes his own life in protest at the Iranian regime. Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, resigned over the church abuse scandal. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon makes a historic apology for the abuse that occurred in state care. Catholic bishops say they will defend migrants if Trump violates their rights. MPs voted down an amendment to remove bishops from the House of Lords. Tesco is urged to rethink their proposed Sunday opening on a Scottish island. There's no rules on praying for my beloved Albion, says new bishop. And women rallied in London in solidarity with Ahu Dariyeye. Here is the news in detail. 3 police forces are investigating cases of hate speech in UK mosques. See this video.
Now, Israel's war on Hamas has sparked suspected hate preaching in some of Britain's mosques. A Talk TV investigation today reveals footage of preachers in several mosques calling for Jews to be killed and Israel to be destroyed.
Now, we have handed the dossier of evidence to police, and officers from 3 forces are now actively investigating. Holly Hudson has this exclusive report, which comes with a warning that some viewers may find its content offensive.
Allahu Akbar.
A sermon at the Redbridge Islamic Centre in Ilford. The speaker prays with his congregation in Arabic to curse the Jews and the children of Israel. Talk TV had the recording translated twice independently. It's voiced by an actor.
O Allah, curse the Jews and the children of Israel. O Allah, curse the infidels and the polytheists. O Allah, break their words, shake their feet, disperse and tear apart their unity, and ruin their houses and destroy their homes.
And from London to Liverpool.
If the 2 billion just marched on Israel, it's all over. You spat in the direction of Israel, 2 billion, it's all over.
To Birmingham.
The stones will speak and say, "Oh Muslim, behind me there is a Yahudi, come and kill him."
Preachers at mosques across Britain have been filmed calling for victory for Hamas.
O God, heal our hearts regarding the usurping Jews and in every enemy of you and the Muslims. O God, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive. O God, our Lord, disperse them, weaken their strength, shake the ground beneath their feet, and freeze the blood in their veins. Make them captive to the Muslims.
And stoking hatred against Jews and Israel with alarming anti-Semitic rhetoric.
O Revenger, revenge from the oppressive aggressor occupying Zionists. O Allah, shake the earth beneath them. O Allah, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive.
Rhetoric that in some cases is as violent as that of Abu Hamza, the known hate preacher who delivered sermons at Finsbury Park Mosque before it was shut down and who was deported from the UK. In Greenwich, this speaker ended his prayers with calls for Allah to grant victory over the enemy. The Met said while it understands the footage raised concern in Greenwich, no offences had been committed there. Jewish groups, though, say that police aren't doing enough and are calling for prosecutions in some cases, warning that some of these sermons could lead not only to hate crime, but extremism and even terror.
There is no difference between the rhetoric in the Hamas Charter and the rhetoric that is on display in these videos. They are utterly hateful, they are violent, and they are a threat to both Jews and non-Jews in this country. There is a real risk of more than just one person being encouraged by this rhetoric to go out and take action on the streets. And we've seen how bad that can be in the past.
Talk TV has confirmed that police are assessing video evidence from 4 of the 7 mosques we've highlighted. The Charities Commission is also examining some of the footage, as the majority are also linked to registered charities, meaning they receive taxpayers' money. In a statement, they said, "We are aware of a significant number of serious concerns, which largely concern allegations of anti-Semitic or hate speech. We're assessing them, and if there has been any wrongdoing, we'll take action." Talk TV reached out to all of the mosques and figures featured in this report. Redbridge Islamic Centre declined to comment directly to us, but previously said it launched an immediate investigation and decided that the imam will not be allowed to address worshippers again until it's concluded. No other mosques responded.
A top Palestinian-Muslim preacher at the Al-Aqsa Mosque insists that Muslims will take over France and force all French people to bow down to Islam. He says they want to impose Islam on the entire world and enslave Christian women under Sharia laws. See this video.
في 2050 يعني سيكون مثلا عدد المسلمين في فرنسا أكثر من الفرنسيين، ولكن نحن يعني خلينا نقول لا نعول على أن مثل هذه الأرقام هي التي ستحول هذا البلد إلى بلد إسلامي. الذي نعول عليه بأنه لابد أن يكون هناك دولة للمسلمين، هذه الدولة تحمل الإسلام هداية ونور بالجهاد في سبيل الله عز وجل، تحمل هذه الرسالة وهذه الرحمة إلى الناس. وبالتالي عندما يرى الناس عدل الإسلام ونور الإسلام وهدى الإسلام ورحمة الإسلام فيدخلون في دين الله عز وجل أفواجا من خلال دولة تحمل الإسلام عن طريق الجهاد في سبيل الله عز وجل. منذ فترة قريبة وليست بالبعيدة ننظر بأن المسلمين فتحوا قبل 400 سنة فقط في ظل الدولة العثمانية، فتحوا بولندا النمسا، وأصبحت على أسوار فيينا دولة الإسلام عاصمة النمسا، ورفع فيها الأذان، ودول الاتحاد السوفيتي كانت جميعها تحت ظل الدولة الإسلامية، بلاد القوقاز وما وراءها، حتى سنة 1644 كان المغول المسلمون يحكمون الصين. في سنة 1526 فتح المسلمون المجر. في 1586 كانت الهند تحكم بالإسلام. إذن يعني هذا بدلل على إيه؟ على أن هذه الأحداث تنبئ أنه بمقدور أمة الإسلام أن تعود كما كانت، وأن يعني تنشر دين الإسلام بإذن الله عز وجل. فإذن القضية بأنه سينشر سلطان الإسلام على العالم كله بإحدى ثلاث: الإسلام أو الجزية أو نستعين بالله عز وجل ونقاتلهم حتى يخضع العالم جميعا لسلطان الإسلام.
In the Netherlands, Islamists are marching to demand an Islamic Caliphate and Sharia law whilst waving ISIS, Al-Qaeda and Taliban flags. These are the same people who attacked Israeli football supporters in Amsterdam. See this video.
الله الرحمن الرحيم من خالد بن الوليد إلى مرازبة فارس، سلام على من اتبع الهدى، فإما أن تسلموا وإما الجزية وإما الحرب وإلا فوالله لقد جئتكم
A Palestinian mother and her son rail against Hamas. See this video.
شوف حماس برزوك حماس يا رب يقتلوهم اليهود يا اليهود احسن منهم اليهود بعطونا اكل وبعطونا الدنيا وبيعملوا الدنيا وبعطونا الطريق بامنه وايش يفضح ارضهم اليهود حماس اخذ ابني حماس اخذ ابني حماس وين وداه ليش اخذ ابني مني حماس ايش عمل له ايش عمل للقطاع دمرتنا احنا شعب غلبان حماس اكلتنا اكلت كابوناتنا اكلتنا حماس حكومة سافلة حماس ارهابية حماس بيدوا حماس عن الوجود
شرموطة حماس هذه تنظيم ارهاب داعش اصعب من داعش كس اختهم كس اخت عظم سنوار اخو شرموطة طلعوا هذا حماس طختنا حماس
بس تاخذكم
حماس اخوات شرموطة هذول
اخوك في الرجل
عشان كابونات بيسرقونا للشرموطة كابونات فيش اكل عندنا كل بيسرقوه كلهم بتخبوا اخوات الشرموطة بقطر اخو الشرموطة بتكلم بياكلوا واحنا خد
حسبي الله عليها حماس ينتقم منها حماس دمرونا دمروا اطفالنا دمروا بيوتنا احنا كنا عايشين احنا نهداه انتوا قلتوا حكمونا بدناش حماس كل الشعب بكره حماس احنا مضطهدين من حماس كنا الله ينتقم منك يا سنوار الله يشحمك يا رب ابرا والله فرحت لما قتلتوا السنوار اللي دمر وقتل اطفالنا
جد؟
والله العظيم زغرتت انا عارف راح اطلع من هنا حماس التخنه حماس راحت تخنه انا هلقيت شهيده
عشان اللي حكيتي
عشان حكيت
مش خايفة
لا مش خايفه خلاص راح اللي إلي راح ما ضل اللي يجي جراهن عليه.
The most prominent Islamic scholar in Gaza has issued a rare, powerful fatwa condemning Hamas's October the 7th attack on Israel, which triggered the devastating war in the Palestinian territory. Professor Dr. Salman Al-Daya, a former dean of the Faculty of Sharia and Law at the Hamas-affiliated Islamic University of Gaza, is one of the region's most respected religious authorities, so his legal opinion carries significant weight among Gaza's 2 million population, which is predominantly Sunni Muslim. A fatwa is a non-binding Islamic legal ruling from a respected religious scholar, usually based on the Quran or the Sunnah, the sayings and practices of the Prophet Muhammad. Dr. Daya's fatwa, which was published in a 6-page document, criticizes Hamas for what he calls violating Islamic principles governing jihad. In Arabic and in Islam, jihad means struggle. It can be a personal struggle for spiritual improvement or a military struggle against unbelievers. A well-known Iranian human rights activist has killed himself in protest at what he called the dictatorship of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. In a post on social media, Kianush Sanjari said he would take his own life if 4 political prisoners were not released by 1900 local time on Wednesday. That morning he had written, if Fatimi Sepahari, Nazreen Shakrami, Tomaj Salihi and Asham Razii are not released from prison by 1900 today, I will end my life in protest against the dictatorship of Khamenei and his partners. They were not released on time, and his death was confirmed hours later by fellow activists. In a post before he died, he said he wished that one day Iranians would wake up and overcome slavery. Sanjari was a vocal critic of Iran's leaders and advocate for democracy. No one should be imprisoned for expressing their opinions, he said before he died. Protest is the right of every Iranian citizen. The Archbishop of Canterbury has resigned, days after a damning report into a prolific child abuser associated with the Church of England. In his resignation statement, Justin Welby said, "The report exposed the long-maintained conspiracy of silence about the heinous abuses of John Smythe." He says when he was told in 2013 that police had been notified, "I believed wrongly that an appropriate resolution would follow." Smythe was not brought to justice before his death in South Africa in 2018. Another bishop says, as the fallout continues, the Church of England is not a safe institution. In Parliament on Tuesday, New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon delivered a national apology to the victims of abuse that had occurred in state and faith-based care homes, with leader of the opposition Chris Hipkins also making a statement. They apologised directly to survivors. During the apologies at Parliament, there were calls for the Crown's top lawyer, Una Jagosi, to resign, and questions about whether the government is doing enough to stop abuse from reoccurring. Survivors of abuse in care urged the government to do the right thing and called for financial redress. At a gathering in Baltimore on Tuesday, November the 12th, just a week after former President Donald Trump won re-election, leaders of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops promised to defend immigrants and poor people in the coming years. As the successors of the apostles and vicars of Christ in our diocese, we never backpedal or renounce the clear teaching of the gospel. We proclaim it in and out of season, said Archbishop Timothy Broglio, president of the conference, who also leads the Archdiocese for the military services. Broglio's comments expanded on an appearance last week on the Catholic media network EWTN, where he said the majority of Catholics had supported Trump due to concern for the dignity of the human person. In Baltimore, Broglio made clear that human dignity should be protected from womb to tomb, saying the bishops were committed to see Christ in those who are most in need, to defend and lift up the poor, and to encourage immigration reform while we continue to care for those in need who cross our borders. Members of the UK Parliament have rejected an effort to remove the Church of England bishops from the House of Lords. Tabled by Conservative MP Sir Gavin Williamson, the amendment to the House of Lords, Hereditary Peers Bill, would have ended the automatic granting of seats to 26 senior bishops of the Church of England. The National Secular Society, which supported the amendment, briefed MPs ahead of the debate. It also encouraged its supporters to ask their MPs to back the amendment. The amendment was defeated after 378 MPs voted it down, with just 41 MPs in favour. Despite most new Labour MPs reportedly agreeing with abolishing the bishop's bench, 342 voted against the amendment after the vote was whipped by the government, who wished to avoid disruption to a bill delivering a manifesto commitment. Arguing for the amendment, Williamson said, "It is not right that constituents who do not have an Anglican faith are legislated on by Anglican bishops, and that he cannot see why he has a right to greater representation as an Anglican than his Catholic children do." Williamson urged MPs to recognise that Britain is a changed country by using this opportunity to ensure the upper house is more reflective of our nation. Tesco has been accused of dividing an island community after deciding to open their local supermarket on Sundays. The Isle of Lewis has a long tradition of observing the Sabbath, and more than 1,800 people signed an online petition against the supermarket's proposed move. Stornoway Community Council said debate over the decision had caused division and had asked Tesco to reconsider. Tesco has been approached for comment, but previously said it had received a significant amount of positive reaction to the plans. The store in Stornoway is due to open on Sundays from tomorrow, 17th of November. A new bishop has said there are no rules stopping him from praying for a win for his beloved Brighton and Hove Albion football team. Barry Hill, originally from Shoreham, West Sussex, became the Bishop of Whitby in North Yorkshire earlier this month. Despite being more than 310 miles from Brighton, the 45-year-old included the seagull from the Albion Club crest on his robes when he was consecrated. "Sussex runs through my veins," he said. And finally, women rallied in London in solidarity with Ahu Dariyai. See this video.
Hair choice! Hair body, hair choice! My body, my choice! My body, my choice! Hair body, hair choice! Hair body, hair choice! Political prisoner! Free! Free! Political prisoner! Woman life! Freedom! Woman life! Freedom! My body, my choice! My body, my choice! Hair body, hair choice! Hair body, hair choice!
Following this news, Freethought Hour's guest this week is Matt Dillahunty. He is a major figure in the United States atheist movement. You can join Tercia and I chatting with him by text. This has been Global Atheist News. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.